On the scene forever. He is a professional at what he does. He's going to make you laugh, cry, feel bad about yourself, everything. And that's our job. That's our job. He is a promoter here too. So comics, he really does a great boost for them. He gets them out in the scene and puts on great shows for Tulsa. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Billy Bazaar.
What's up, everybody? Whatever whistle just totally threw me off my game. It's funny you whistled. I was actually going to dress up a little bit better for you guys. I bought this shirt like 2 months ago. It's a pearl snap. I thought I would look sexy wearing one. And 2 months ago, it fit perfectly. Not anymore. When I first had it, the girl I was seeing, she was a little nearsighted. She was like, "You look just like Luke Bryan." I was like, no. I look like fat Luke Bryan. But now I don't even look like fat Luke Bryan. I look like the guy who beat up Luke Bryan and took his clothes. So never going to wear that again. The weather's been crazy. I mean, I've enjoyed the weather, but it's made for some weird events in my life. 2 weeks ago, a buddy of mine had a cookout, and he was happy to have it because he got a brand new grill for Christmas, and he didn't think he'd get to use it until it got warm. Well, with Oklahoma weather, he got to use it the last week of February. And he was so excited about it that he made the worst Facebook event ever. All he put was the title, the name, the date, and the description. And this is what he put as the title: "Sausage Party My House." And then in the description he put, "More sausage than your mouth can handle." And I let him sweat about it for like about 12 hours. He's like, "Billy, I've invited everybody on my friends list of the only 5 guys that have RSVP'd to the gay guys I work with. I don't get it." And then I explained it to him. He was like, "Oh, shit." So he fixed it, and he had the cookout. And the reason he called it a sausage party was he literally just grilled out nothing but sausages. He had 433 sausages. He had hot dogs, bratwurst, Italian sausage, you name it. He also had a sausage called cheddar wurst, which is the sausage with the cheese in it. His wife was eating one of those and sitting across the table from me, and as she bit into it, all the hot molten cheese flew across the table and hit me in the face. It got me in the eye. So ladies, I get it. It sucks! And I was mad. I was like, "You could have told me it was coming!" And his 5 friends that he invited from work were like, "We would have told you." Because we have manners. I learned something new today. If you ever at a Dollar General or pretty much anywhere that they have cashiers that look like they may not be too smart, I gave them too much cash so they'd have to count money back to me. And the lady looked in my eyes when I gave her like $1.30 more than needed, and she was like, "Oh, you went and got old school on me." And I thought for a second, I was like, what did she mean? And apparently, in cashier talk, you went old school means, now I gotta use math, you dick. I went about 7 months until about 2 weeks ago without paying my tag. And I don't mean like it expired, like I bought a new car in July and let it go until like 2 weeks ago. And during this time, I felt like a criminal, because every time a cop would get behind me, I would like get over and go into a neighborhood or a parking lot. And 2 weeks ago, I was off of 129th Street visiting a pharmacist friend of mine, and two car lengths behind me, there was a cop. So I pulled off into a neighborhood. I had no idea who lived there. And there was a cop already sitting there. And I was hoping he wasn't going to notice me, but not so lucky. And when I drove by, sure enough, he starts his car up and follows me around. And I pulled into this cul-de-sac. He followed me in there. So I whipped my car into the first driveway that I found, hoping he was going to keep going. He didn't. He was sitting there looking at the back of my car, confused. So I got out to keep playing the part. I locked the door. I was acting like I was on my cell phone. I went to the front door and literally tried to unlock the door with my keys, hoping he would just keep going. And finally he was like, "Sir, come here." So I walked up, he was like, when did you buy this car? Now the smartass in me wanted to be like, what does it look like? But I was already stacking the odds not in my favor. So I was like, dude, I understand, I apologize. I ate Taco Bell, gotta go in my house real quick. I'll be done in 10 minutes. He's like, boy, you got 30 minutes to get this fixed or I'm gonna tow your car. I was like, I got it, sir, no problem. So he drove away. Now, the entire time this was going on, I was praying that somebody was going to come walking out of that house and totally screw everything up for me. And they never did. But as I was backing out, a door opened, but nobody ever walked outside. So I put it in reverse and I left. About 2 days later, I finally got my tag fixed. $700, by the way. But the whole time it bothered me because I was like, what if there were kids in there, like doing their, having a party or something, some strange white guy walked up with the cops behind them. So I went back to this house, I knocked on the door, and a 6'4" black man opened the door. And I was like, sir, I want to apologize for what I did last week. I've been feeling guilty. I told him what I did. He looked at me. He's like, for a white boy, you got a lot of balls. I was like, well, thank you for that. And I said, let me ask you a question. If you saw me, why didn't you come outside? And he looked at me like I had insulted him. He's like, you know where you live? I was like, that cop thought this was your house. If I would have walked out, he would have shot me for breaking in your house. And the worst part is he believed it. And I felt really bad about it, and I got in the car, and as I was driving away, I was like, we live in a weird country that somebody really thinks that would happen, and it really got to me, So I made a decision, and I did something about it. So I called 911, and now I own that house. I'm going to leave you guys on this. Before I came up here, my buddy went to Sonic, and he asked me if I wanted something to drink. And I was like, sure, I would love a Coke. He got, I love cock. I was like, that's not what I said to you. Before I could send that back to him, he replied back to me with, hey, you should have went to the sausage party I was at a few days ago. You would have loved it. My name is Billy Bizarre. You guys have been great.